Start your day with intention. Have you ever noticed how mornings have a unique energy? They're like the moment you lay the foundation of a great building. The start of the day is powerful because our mind is most receptive, like virgin soil, ready to receive the seeds that will shape the hours ahead. In the past, many people told me they weren't morning people, but for me, mornings were always an invitation, a new chance to program my day, my mind, and by extension, my life. And you know what? What we do in those initial moments has more impact than we realize. When I began working on Alibaba, our mornings were intense. But I discovered something interesting. If I used the first few minutes of the day to align myself mentally, everything else flowed better. It's like entering a forest with a flashlight. Without clarity, you stumble. And what lights up our minds in the morning? Positive thoughts, a clear vision of our goals, and, above all, a commitment to what we want to achieve. When you wake up with purpose, even challenges seem smaller. Mornings are like a mirror, reflecting your intentions. What you tell yourself when you wake up shapes not only the day, but also your long-term perspective. I remember waking up, looking in the mirror, and declaring, "Today, I choose to be strong, optimistic, and capable of creating something that matters." And you know what happened? Those small rituals began transforming my way of thinking. It's not magic, it's practice. You're consciously choosing the direction you'll take. The difference between a productive day, a lost one, often lies in the first actions of the morning. Imagine an athlete preparing for a big competition. They warm up, focus, and align their mind with the challenge ahead. That's exactly what mornings offer, a moment to warm up for what's to come. And if you prepare carefully, you'll be stronger. In the face of the unexpected, the secret? Choose a small ritual that boosts your energy. It could be a phrase, an exercise, or even 5 minutes of reflection. Many people underestimate the importance of these first few minutes, but I always believe that if you control your mornings, you control your days. It's not about waking up early or late, but about starting with intention. It's a practice I carry with me to this day. You don't need much time, but you do need clarity. And that clarity will transform the rest of your day into something meaningful. The power of your inner dialogue every morning is like a blank sheet of paper, and the words you choose to begin with write the script for your day. When you wake up, your mind is open, like a cinema screen before the film starts. What you tell yourself in that initial moment is more than words. It's a command, a direction your mind will follow. During my journey, I learned that these first thoughts have a profound impact. No matter the chaos around me, I would declare, "Today will be meaningful. I am ready to learn, lead, and grow." In the early years of Alibaba, we faced days of uncertainty, but we never let that define our actions. We knew that starting the day with a mindset of fear would hand control over two circumstances. Instead, we used words that inspired us to move forward, even when everything seemed impossible. It's like adjusting the thermostat in a room. Mornings are your chance to set the temperature for your day. Words have power, both to elevate us and to limit us. That's why I believe speaking to yourself with courage and clarity in the morning can be transformative. Think of how a conductor leads an orchestra. They set the rhythm and energy before the music even begins. The same idea applies to your morning. Choose the right words, and they will echo throughout your day. However, it's not just about words. It's about the commitment they carry. When you say, "I will do my best today," you're not merely expressing an intention. You're building a bridge between where you are and where you want to go. These seemingly simple phrases are like the bricks of a sturdy structure. They build your confidence and direct your energy. How you start your day shapes everything: your productivity, your decisions, and even how you handle challenges. That's why dedicating a few moments to align your mind is more than a habit. It's a life strategy. With the right tone, you not only face obstacles, but transform each moment into an opportunity to grow and excel. Words as tools for success. The language we use with others is important, but how we talk to ourselves matters even more. If you pay attention, you'll see that success begins with internal dialogue. Words have the power to build or destroy, and I learned this the hard way. During Alibaba's early days, when doubts arose, I chose words of encouragement. I know it's hard, but we can do this. Turning thoughts into positive affirmations was like placing bricks on a solid foundation. How often have you found yourself saying things like, "This is impossible," or "I'm not good enough"? When we do that, it's like tearing down the walls we're trying to build. On the other hand, words like, "I will try," "I am capable," and "I'll learn along the way" are tools for opening doors. The secret is training your mind to become your greatest ally, not your harshest critic. This practice, though simple, can change the course of any day and, over time, an entire life. The language of success is also about being clear with your goals. Vague words bring vague results. Now, when you say, "One day I want to be successful," you're not truly committing to anything. Instead, I prefer to be direct with myself. Today, I will take a step toward my dream. This clarity transforms thoughts into actions and actions into achievements. Success doesn't happen by chance. It's shaped by the intention behind the words we use daily. When facing adversity, how we express ourselves internally is crucial. I often told my team, "If not now, when? If not me, who?" These words weren't just motivational. They were reminders that we needed to take responsibility even when the path was uncertain. Success, in the end, isn't just about achieving something. It's about building a resilient and courageous mindset along the way. The language of success isn't about grand speeches or impactful phrases for others. It's about speaking to yourself with purpose, faith, and determination. When you turn your mind into a source of support, everything around you begins to change. Remember, what you say to yourself isn't just a reflection of who you are, but of the person you're becoming. Commitment is the key. Words inspire, but commitments define what we truly achieve. Throughout my journey, I discovered that the difference between dreaming and achieving lies in the commitments we make to ourselves. It's not about saying, "I want this," but affirming, "I will make this happen." This mindset holds us accountable for our choices and the consequences they bring. I always believed that every promise I made to myself was like a contract. There was no room for breaks or excuses. During Alibaba's early days, we faced countless doubts. We could have given up at any moment, but our team shared an unshakable commitment. It wasn't just about building a company. It was about turning our vision into something tangible. What I told myself every morning wasn't just motivational words, but reminders that every small action was part of a greater purpose. A true commitment begins with the decision to keep going even when the path feels uncertain. What many people don't realize is that the commitments you make to yourself are like the foundation of a building. If they're weak, everything else collapses. One of the most important moments of my life was understanding that to achieve something great, I first needed to change myself. If you want to catch the rabbit, don't change the rabbit. Change yourself. This phrase guided me for years, reminding me that commitment starts within us. True commitments go beyond words. They demand consistent action. Often, we don't control the circumstances, but we can choose our response to them. I told my team, "No one will believe in what we're building until we achieve it, and we will only achieve it if we commit every day." This was the turning point, not just for Alibaba, but for all of us, because success isn't just the destination. It's the process of becoming the person we need to be to reach it. Every phrase you say to yourself is a commitment, and every commitment is a piece of your identity. True transformation happens when your actions reflect your deepest values. That's why today, I reaffirm my belief that the greatest goals begin with small acts of loyalty to yourself. When you keep your internal promises, the world starts aligning with your intentions. Choose positivity and purpose. Positivity is not an accident. It's a choice. Life isn't easy, and challenges will always come our way. But how we respond to them shapes our destiny. When you wake up and choose to be positive, you're programming your mind to see opportunities even in the face of adversity. I've always believed that hardships don't define us. Our reactions do. Choosing to embrace difficulties with a mindset of growth turns every problem into a stepping stone, not a stumbling block. During Alibaba's early days, it would have been easy to focus on everything we didn't have: resources, connections, or guarantees of success. But instead, we made a choice. We chose to focus on what we could do, not what we couldn't. I would remind myself, when you're poor, if you have a dream, you never feel poor. That dream became our guiding star, a constant reminder of the power we had to shape our own reality. Making the choice to stay positive doesn't mean ignoring problems. It means facing them with the belief that you can learn and grow through them. It's like looking at a storm and deciding to build a stronger roof instead of cursing the rain. Every time I encountered a setback, I would tell myself, this is a lesson, not a defeat. And over time, those lessons became the foundation of our resilience. Positivity attracts not just opportunities, but also people. When you radiate confidence and optimism, you inspire those around you. I've seen it time and again. The leaders who lift others up with their energy are the ones who create lasting change. But this doesn't happen by chance. It's a daily choice to focus on solutions rather than problems, to see the glass as half full rather than half empty. Every day offers a fresh opportunity to decide who you want to be. You can't control the challenges, but you can control how you react to them, and in that reaction lies your true power. Choosing to wake up with gratitude, confidence, and enthusiasm is not just an act of will. It's a way of life that transforms not only you, but also everyone who crosses your path. Act on your beliefs. I always believe that life is a series of actions fueled by beliefs. If you believe in your potential, you'll act in alignment with it. Reality isn't something we merely observe. It's something we build every single day. At the start of my career, people doubted me. They said I wasn't smart enough, experienced enough, or connected enough to succeed. But I refused to let their beliefs shape my reality. Instead, I held on to my own. I believe in my potential and act like someone destined to win. Building your reality starts with small, consistent actions. When I was teaching English, long before Alibaba existed, I would practice gratitude every day. I would thank the challenges for making me stronger and the setbacks for teaching me resilience. These moments, though simple, were the bricks that laid the foundation of the person I would become. Gratitude is more than a feeling. It's a tool that transforms how you see the world and your place in it. Challenges will never stop coming, but your response to them determines the life you build. Many people wait for the perfect moment to act, but I've always said, if not now, when? If not me, who? The truth is, there is no perfect moment. Reality is shaped in the present through decisions and actions taken today. Waiting only delays your growth. The mindset you adopt is the foundation of your reality. Positive thinking isn't about ignoring the negative, but about choosing to focus on the possibilities within every situation. This belief draws people, opportunities, and solutions to you. During Alibaba's growth, we faced countless obstacles, but we chose to act with hope and confidence. That choice created momentum, and momentum turned into success. What you believe, you create, and what you create, you become. Every morning is a chance to reaffirm your commitment to building a life that aligns with your values and dreams. The Reality you want isn't far away. It's already within you, waiting to take shape through your thoughts and actions. The power of consistency. Great achievements aren't born from one-off efforts. They're the result of daily, consistent action. When I started Alibaba, we didn't have much. We didn't have money, a fancy office, or even the support of those around us. What we did have was commitment. Every single day, we worked toward our vision, no matter how small the progress seemed. And over time, those small steps turned into something extraordinary. Consistency is what separates those who succeed from those who give up. It's not about motivation. Motivation fades. Discipline, however, remains. I used to tell my team, success isn't about luck or talent. It's about showing up every single day. And showing up doesn't just mean physically being present. It means bringing your best effort, even when you don't feel like it. The secret, too. Consistent action is breaking down your big goals into manageable steps. When we set out to build Alibaba, the vision was huge, almost overwhelming. But instead of focusing on the enormity of the dream, we focused on what we could do that day. It's like climbing a mountain. You don't leap to the top, you take it one step at a time, and before you know it, you've reached heights you never thought possible. Consistency also builds trust, not just with others, but with yourself. When you consistently honor your commitments, you reinforce the belief that you are capable. It's like laying bricks. Each action is a new layer of trust and capability. Over time, this trust becomes a fortress, one that no challenge or setback can tear down. The most extraordinary results come not from grand gestures, but from the simple, repeated actions that align with your goals. It's not about perfection, it's about persistence. When you commit to showing up every day, you're not just working toward a goal. You're becoming the kind of person who can achieve it. Gratitude fuels progress. Gratitude is the foundation for growth. When we take a moment to reflect on what we already have, it gives us the strength to reach for what we don't. I've learned that being thankful isn't just about appreciating the good moments, it's about recognizing the lessons in the challenges. Every setback I faced taught me something valuable, and every difficulty became a stepping stone. Each morning, I would say to myself, today, I am grateful for what I have. I believe in what I can achieve, and I'll give my best to every action. During the early days of Alibaba, gratitude became a key tool to keep us grounded. There were times when we had almost nothing, no funds, no recognition, no certainty about the future. But instead of focusing on what we lacked, we focused on what we could create. Gratitude doesn't mean being complacent. It means finding strength in what's already within you. When you do this, your mind opens up to possibilities you might not have seen before. Fear and doubt are the greatest enemies of growth, but gratitude is a powerful antidote. When you focus on what you're thankful for, fear begins to fade, and confidence takes its place. I used to visualize our success, not because it was guaranteed, but because seeing it clearly in my mind gave me the courage to take the next step. Visualization isn't about escaping reality. It's about shaping it. And gratitude is the lens that allows you to see the path forward more clearly. Progress isn't just about big achievements. It's about consistent, small improvements every day. When you combine gratitude with a growth mindset, you reprogram your mind to see every action as an opportunity to build something greater. Gratitude gives you the energy to move forward, while progress fuels your belief in what's possible. Together, they create a cycle of continuous growth. The more grateful you are, the more progress you'll make. Gratitude shifts your perspective, helping you see challenges as opportunities to learn. It's not about ignoring the hard parts of life, but about finding value in them. When you commit to gratitude, you're not just changing how you feel. You're changing how you think and act, and that change leads to transformation. One step at a time, The power of discipline and inspiration. Discipline is the invisible force behind every success story. People often talk about talent, luck, or opportunities. But I found that none of these matter without discipline. When I started Alibaba, we didn't have the resources or the connections others had. What we did have was the discipline to show up, to work hard, and to stay focused no matter how difficult things got. It wasn't glamorous, but it was what kept us moving forward when motivation wasn't enough. The truth is, discipline and motivation are not the same. Motivation is like a spark, ignites quickly but can fade just as fast. Discipline, on the other hand, is like a steady flame that keeps burning. I've seen many people start strong, full of excitement, only to lose steam when the first challenges arise. What sets the successful apart is their ability to keep going even when the excitement wears off. Building discipline is like training a muscle. It doesn't happen overnight, but with consistent effort, it grows stronger. When we were building Alibaba, I would remind myself and my team that small, daily actions matter more than grand, sporadic efforts. Success isn't built in a single day, but it is built every day. The habits you cultivate, the ones you commit to, even when it's hard, are what create lasting results. Discipline also protects you from distractions. In a world full of noise and endless options, it's easy to lose focus. But when you have discipline, you create boundaries that keep you aligned with your goals. It's not about doing everything, it's about doing the right things consistently. Discipline teaches you to prioritize what truly matters, even when it's not the easiest path. Success is never accidental. It's the result of deliberate choices, sustained effort, and unwavering discipline. When you rely on discipline, you don't need to wait for the perfect moment or the right circumstances. You create your own momentum, one disciplined action at a time. And over time, those actions compound into extraordinary results. Purpose fuels perseverance. True success isn't just about what you achieve. It's about the impact you have on others. I've always believed that leadership is not about giving orders. It's about inspiring others to believe in what they can achieve. When I started Alibaba, I knew I couldn't do it alone. Success is a team effort, and the strongest teams are built on inspiration. People don't follow titles, they follow vision and energy. Inspiration starts with example. If you want others to work hard, show them what hard work looks like. If you want them to dream big, share your own dreams. I remember telling my team, our vision is bigger than any one of us, and together we can achieve it. That belief became the glue that held us together during difficult times. When you inspire others, you create a ripple effect that goes far beyond what you could achieve alone. Inspiring others isn't about being perfect. In fact, sharing your struggles and how you overcame them is often more powerful. People don't connect with perfection. They connect with authenticity. I would often tell my team about my own failures and how I learned from them. Those stories weren't just lessons for them. They were reminders for me of how far we'd come and how much more we could achieve. Leadership, through inspiration, also means creating an environment where people feel valued and motivated. It's about recognizing their strengths and helping them see what's possible. When you inspire those around you, you're not just building a team. You're building a community of people who share a common purpose, and that kind of unity can achieve extraordinary things. The greatest leaders aren't remembered for what they did alone, but for how they lifted others. Inspiration is a legacy that lasts far beyond any single achievement. When you lead with vision and heart, you don't just create success for yourself. You empower others to create their own success.